Hey, 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 beautiful heart. What is vibing today? Hope you are doing well. All right. I am recording this early morning, June 26th, right after we have had this new moon in Cancer. And what a powerful new moon that was. So, as you guys know, energy, or maybe you don't know, then take this as a learning opportunity. Energy isn't linear, meaning it doesn't flow A to Z. It's circular. So, think of it like in seasons. There's different seasons of energy cycles. So, when I'm speaking about energy, you have to determine or decide where you fit in the energy. Where in this circle of this energy are you? And it'll start to make sense as I keep talking. But it was a very powerful new moon. It was an emotional new moon. Cancer is a water sign, and it is directly related to emotions. Why is this so significant? Not just in our personal life, but especially for the US. The US, astrologically, its birth sign is Cancer. It was birthed or formed during Cancer season. So the nation is under Cancer energy. It's very important with the powerhouse energy that we've got going on. You guys, for those of you who know what's going on in the US, it's chaotic. And I've been saying this actually for a few years, that summer 2025 is going to be absolutely bonkers, chaotically bonkers. And if you thought things couldn't get wilder or crazier, oh honey, strap in. You have not seen anything yet. So don't attach to anything. Remember, this is all a stage. It's all a play, acting out. I know it may not feel like that right now, but hang in there. It's a process. Okay. So many of you could have been feeling different emotions coming up out of the blue, kind of took you by surprise. This isn't an energy to sit there and analyze them, hold on to them, make love to them, and own them. It is more of just realizing, being aware of what's coming up, allowing it to flow so you can let it go. For those of you that are in that season of this energy where you've already worked on that, you've already let it go, and you were looking forward to this Cancer new moon to metaphorically walk through the door and close it to the past, you should be feeling pretty good right now. The energy was quite interesting yesterday. Biggest piece of advice that I can give you guys for this summer: don't attach to anything that you see or hear. Okay? All right, getting on with the cards that are laid out. These came out during meditation for this reading. A little bit more of the dualistic energy we touched on yesterday. So let's get into it. Starting off with number 36, one next step. Some of you can be feeling like, when's it gonna happen? It's taking so long, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. I'm here to tell you, you keep thinking that way, honey, it's gonna take a hell of a lot longer. That is literally what's in your own way. It's the lower vibrational, dense, heavy energy of, when's it gonna happen? How long? But it's been so long. Or for those of you that might still be a little sloppy with your words, hey, no judgment. Been there myself. What I mean by sloppy with your words, it's habit. And You might not even recognize that you're doing it because it's so much of a habit, but it goes something a little like this. But my past, but in my past, this, blah, blah, blah. If you keep referencing your past, honey, you're gaslighting yourself. I'm not a baker. I'm not here to sugarcoat shit. You are in your own way. You're gaslighting yourself because you're speaking the old language. You're speaking from lack and the past. That's a program. It cannot change, meaning you cannot speak about the past, talk, be in the past, any reference to the past, and expect in this now moment to have a new outcome. Two totally different vibrations. Guys, it's science. This isn't magic. It's not woo-woo. It is literal science. You can't. To get through and manifest your desires and live that abundant life that you want, you have to speak differently, think differently, and feel differently. Those are the three things that you need to do. I'm not saying they're easy, because they're not, but it's you with you. There is no devil out there, poking you with a pitchfork, throwing things in your road. It's a great story. It's great to spiritually bypass and blame, but that's all ego and monkey mind. And it's not going to help. It'll keep you stuck. So watch your words. Be aware of what you're thinking, feeling, and saying. Okay? Because this is a time for harvest to come in. You have been planting the seeds for quite a while. This part of the reading is for those of you that have been on this awakening spiritual journey for a long time. And when I say long time, I'm talking decades. No time was wasted. You haven't missed anything. But all of those seeds that you've planted, now is the time for the harvest to come in. If you're watching this and you haven't been on this path for a long time or decades, you're new to spiritual awakening and you found this somehow, but you're like, what the hell is happening? My whole life feels upside down. I don't even know what's going on. Hang on, stick around. You're in the right place to learn how to navigate through this journey. So one next step doesn't have to be a physical action. One next step could be changing the way you're talking and thinking. Instead of, when's it going to happen? It's been so long, blah, blah, which is heavier. You can qualify this energy every day. Today, I am grateful that I am taking that next step. Today, I am grateful I am in alignment with my heart's desires. Because the way manifestation works, again, it's science, it's not magic, and it's not woo-woo. But you got to understand the science and work with it. So you have a desire or whatever it is you want to manifest. You put that out there. The universe goes to work to make that happen. Why doesn't it happen quickly or when you want it to? Because you're not in vibrational alignment with what you want. That's why you don't have it. If you were in alignment with it, you would have it. So yes, the work you need to do on this path is getting yourself in alignment with what you want to manifest. How do you do that? With your thoughts, your feelings, and your words. It is what it is. So one next step underneath that, we've got the Queen of Swords. Now, in this energy, what I'm getting off of this Queen of Swords is more strategic. Again, looking at this new path. Again, for those of you who woke up today feeling a bit different, feeling lighter, things are clearer, this is what I'm talking about. Being strategic, another way of saying that is intentional. being intentional on what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're saying. That is going to propel you into the next season or next phase of this energy. And guys, you could go through the seasons of this energy all in one day and, repeat the cycle, or it may, one phase could be a few days, few weeks, whatever. There is no set path. You are a unique being. You are meant to be unique. You're not meant to be just like me or just like whoever. I'm not here to change your mind or talk you into anything. My purpose in serving the community and doing this is really to get you to ask questions to yourself, to think, to question everything, to make your own decisions of what feels right to you. I'm going to drop a truth bomb, and some of you might be triggered by it. Oh well, it's all in love. But that truth bomb is nobody should tell you what you have to do, should do, this, that, or the other. And I'm just going to dip my toes in religion real quick. If you have that in your background, there is some projected energy over you that you have to behave a certain way, act a certain way, do a certain thing, whatever it is, so that you could be saved or found worthy or loved by God or favor, whatever. Guys, I lived it, breathed it. If you guys know my story, you know I was into all of that. I'm here to tell you it's bullshit. It's designed to keep you stuck, playing small and in the matrix, and with that mindset and those limiting beliefs, it is going to be extremely difficult to manifest the life of your dreams, because those limiting beliefs are exactly what I want you to question. I want you to question everything. You get to decide what's right for you. Nobody gets to tell you what's right or wrong. Okay? There's so much freedom in this journey, but you got to get through the muck and the crap first. So 36, one next step, Queen of Swords. We talked about that. Now we've got 35, explore fullness, and King of Cups. King of Cups is all about fullness, emotions, freedom, love. It is a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We just had the Cancer new moon. Explore fullness. For those of you in this energy cycle where you are feeling that fullness, that freedom, that expansion, that abundance. And you may not physically have the abundance in your hands, in your material world right now, but what I'm talking about is energetic feeling. Are you feeling more abundant? That's the key. Because again, here's another little tidbit to manifestation, the science behind it, is you have to imagine it and feel it before it can ever come into your existence. So if you are feeling abundant, free, lighter, be grateful for that. Yeah, there's also that, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next, blah, 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 and room for self-sabotage. But if you could just sit in that moment and feel the fullness and the expansion, because guess what? It's a preview to your new default mode. And I can tell you, I've been living in this energy for a while now, and I am so in love with my life. Those of you who have been with me over the years, that wasn't always the case. You guys would know part of my story. I would pray every night that I would not wake up the next day. I didn't want to go on. I'm so glad that I worked through all of those fears, doubts, what have you, because guys, I'm telling you, yeah, the journey was hard, but it was so worth it. Life is so amazing and life wants to love you, but you have to love it first. We're moving on to this one is number 1, slow down. And then we have the Page of Wands in reverse. Yeah, you do need to slow down at this time. There is no need to rush. For those of you that are in this energy cycle where you're feeling this energy of, you may be feeling calm, but like there's something you got to do. You got to move, you got to push, you got to make something happen. Slow down, take a deep breath, step back. Right now is not the time to rush into anything. It is not the time to be pushing things. There's no need to rush. What is meant for you will never pass you by. Okay? So slowing down, not making rash decisions, putting all decisions, issues, problems, whatever, into your heart space. Ask your heart to give you the answers. Yes, that'll take practice, but the more you do it, it becomes your natural, and then you realize, oh my gosh, life does get easier. I don't have to have anxiety, doubt, and stress over these issues or problems. When you put it into your heart and you trust the process that you're going to get that answer, you will get that answer, and it'll be just what you need in that moment. All right, moving to the big one here. Most of you might be feeling this way. 39, vulnerability is power. Now, you may not be feeling the vulnerability is power, but again, I'm here to break that down. It truly is. And here we have the 8 of Wands in reverse. 8 of Wands is usually about being in your head, gaslighting yourself, limiting beliefs, blah, blah, blah. Why do we do that? We don't want to be vulnerable. That's ego, monkey mind, altered ego, however you want to say it, at its best, trying to keep us playing small. In other words, it wants to protect you. It could be saying, oh, don't say that. What are people going to think? Or don't do that. What are they going to think? Another thing about vulnerability, those that have a really good heart and an open heart, and you have poured out so much love and help for others, but haven't fully received that back. Guys, that wasn't wasted, okay? That was deposits into your spiritual bank that you have to get a return on, okay? How do you access that? Vulnerability is the key. Now, I'm not talking about vulnerability where you go and, you just word salad all over people about your insecurities or what you've done or haven't done, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about having the courage to be vulnerable with others of what your truth is. Some of that is saying no. Not saying yes when you want to say no, it's saying no. It's also allowing people to see you in your authentic. It's you not giving two craps about what other people are going to think about you. Because here's the thing. We're all mirrors to each other, and people can only relate to you as much as they have met themselves. I hope that made sense. But in other words, if you're dealing with people who haven't met themselves, haven't done any self-work, self-mastery, anything like that, they are still walking around in ego consciousness, wounded, and wounded people hurt others. They can't help it. That's just the consciousness that they're in. You are rising above that. Part of that vulnerability is letting people see you in your fullness. Knowing and allowing them to see, what you've walked through, where you are now. being vulnerable with yourself truly is power. It is when you go inside and say, you know what, there's these parts of me I don't like or I'm not that happy with. We all have them. I'm not picking on anybody, but those parts of us that we hide, we don't want to look at, they make us feel very uncomfortable. Those are the exact parts of you that you need to hug really close, tell it you love it, and then work to change it. If you don't like it, you can change it. You don't have to live it that way. But yeah, it's going to be scary and fearful. Why? Because it's rooted in a limiting belief. A limiting belief is not truth. Okay? So that's vulnerability. That is power. That is being a powerhouse. And I know it's not easy, but it's doable. You got to be consistent. And some days, guys, not going to lie, consistency is, even if you just do one tiny thing that day towards your goal or whatever, some days that's all you can do. Don't beat yourself up. Thank yourself for showing up for you in those 5 minutes, whatever it was. Courage and wisdom. Yes. Some of you may need to dig down for this courage. If you can see that card. While you're digging deep for the courage, you are going to be unlocking your innate wisdom. Look at that, roots. Yeah. This Cancer new moon brought up a lot of rooted old wounds. And hey guys, I'm here to blow the lid off of this and let you know that abandonment, rejection that you've been dealing with your whole life, it's not just you. We all have that root issue. No, it has nothing to do with God turning its back on us being sinners, blah, blah, none of that. It's truly about us abandoning and rejecting ourselves. When you stop doing that and you love all of you, yes, even those parts you don't like, you start releasing and healing that root of abandonment and rejection. Spoiler alert, nobody outside of you can do that for you. That's part of the gaslighting you've been doing your whole life. That love and acceptance you've been seeking, you're going to find that innate wisdom within you that confirms what I'm saying to you right now. That this abandonment rejection wound is you abandoning you. Every time you get triggered or hurt, it's like hitting play on a cassette tape, for those of you that are old enough to know what a cassette tape is. But it plays the same song. You know, you're just playing the same song over and over, but looking outside of you to have somebody fulfill that. No, it's you. Those parts of you you're rejecting, that vulnerability power I just talked about, though, that's what's coming up. That's where this pain is, the sadness is. The key is you loving you, you accepting you. When you accept you in your fullness, you're going to see the people around you and your experiences change. That's the key. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. I dropped so much golden nuggets. It may take a little while for you to unpack. If you want to know the hows to get through this or do any of this, check the description box below. You can check out my pin site and see if there's anything there that you want to learn or if you want to schedule a session with me. Right now, everything is on a wait list, but I should be opening the wait list pretty soon. All right, guys, sending you oceans and oceans of love from my heart to yours. Namaste. Bye-bye.